God be the glory. To God be the glory.
Amen.
Hope in God's transform us. Paul, as we end this series that we have been discussing. Why do we have hope in God? Why do you have hope in God? How are we experiencing? In what ways in our individual life can we honestly examine our own self and see where our hope lies? Are we truly committed, sold out, dedicated to Jesus Christ? Have we gotten to a place of life that nothing else matters? Nothing else. Have we truly been brought out of darkness into God's marvelous light? Have our heart truly been renewed? Have we truly been transformed by the renewing of our faith? That is the question that God is asking each one of us today, because we are all in a season of life that is time for once in our life we ought to be determined we want to get it right. Yeah, that's an individual decision and choice.
Yeah.
Paul said, I am a Pharisee of the Pharisees. What was he saying? He was saying that I'm from the sect who was more committed and more determined to please God than any other Jewish nation, because there were three sects. You had the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the Essenes. Three. He said, but of us, we were strict. He said, I sit at the feet of Gamaliel. He sat up under his feet. He said, I was taught by the best of the best. Yeah. Yes, he was. He was taught. Everything I was taught, he said, from my youth. Yeah. He said, I was determined. I was embodied. I was committed to do it just as the training that I received. Yeah. So much so that when Jesus came, what was the main accusation? What was it about that the Jews had the most problems with? First of all, they did not believe that he was the what? They didn't believe Jesus of Nazareth was what? Was the Messiah. Not only that, but after he died, they didn't believe that he was. And then when Jesus told them not only was he going to be resurrected, but those of the way was also going to be what? Resurrected. Now it's really got bad. And then he not only said that, but he said, now I came that you might have what? Life and righteousness and salvation with hope. And now it really got bad. And then now you're telling me that not only is this for the Jews, but it's for everybody. Now that's where we see what? The split. But before that, think about Paul's life. He said, I did everything I asked. I even went to the high priest, got the letters, went all over Jerusalem. Yeah. He said, I went outside of Jerusalem. Yeah. He said, I began to what? We either beat, imprison, or kill anybody who said that they was what? A Christian.
Yeah.
He said, I did everything. He said, even as Stephen, and we know that Stephen was the first martyr. He said, I didn't cast a stone. He said, but I was there. And while I was there, I held on to the chain. And he said, I might not throw the stone. He said, but even being in the crowd. Encouraging. So that's the reason why we have to be careful, my sisters and brothers, what crowd we're in. Because even though I might not be the one committing the act, but look who I am in the presence of. He said, but I still was one. I took part. But as I left Jerusalem, going from city to city, destroyed, people fleeing Jerusalem, Jews of the way was fleeing Jerusalem, what? For safety. And he followed them for wherever they went. But he said, well, I was on my way to Damascus. I've been on this list since Sunday got good to me all this month. He said, why I was on the road to Damascus. With the ones that was in my party. Something happened.
Well,
My question this morning, think about your road. Where's your road to Damascus? Each one of us got one. He said, first of all, he said he saw what?
Light.
Was it just a light?
No.
Was it just a light? Now all of us look at the sun when the sun is very bright. But he said it was brighter than the sun. And then the next thing he did what? He heard what? He heard a voice. Now, all of us sitting here, everybody have heard a voice, saw the light here. Because we accepted Jesus as our Lord and Savior. But have you heard the voice?
come on.
See, as our teacher was saying, and as we have been saying this morning, is when you see the light, when you truly hear the voice, can you stay the same? See, Paul was not asked to change.
Come on.
God made